Hey there, it's Jen here, and I wanted to do a really quick video on how you can view Google Search Console and how you can utilize it to track your rankings for certain key phrases, and how you can find out what people are searching your website from. So Google Search Console is like such a great tool. It is free and it just gives you so much information. So there's so much that people aren't aware that you can see with Google Search Console. And I want to show you. First off, yes, there's like a ton of different rank trackers that you can track your ranking from, and there's like you should. So you should make sure you're tracking ranking, especially if you're targeting something that you're not currently ranking for. So Google Search Console is only going to show what I'm currently, like what people are actually searching for and bringing up my website. It's not going to help me too much with words that I want to target, but I'm not currently ranking for. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, let's just say, for example, if I'm using SEMrush to track my ranking for 50 different keywords. They could all be words that I'm not yet ranking for, or I am ranking for, but people are not searching for it. So there's quite a difference there. Google Search Console is going to tell you like what you're actually being found for. So it's a bit different, and again, it is free. And yes, you can still utilize those rank trackers. You should utilize those rank trackers because you should be targeting newer things as well. But anyways, Google Search Console is just search.google.com. If you don't have a website added to Google Search Console, click on Add Properties. It's just this drop down here. I should say also, I'm just logged in through my Gmail, like just on the right there. And then you just click Add Property, and you want to make sure you're adding it the domain. So it's just like this, like you just put the address in, no www dot, no HTTPS, just like that. And then continue, and it'll have you log into your domain name provider. So if it's like GoDaddy or whatever, and then that just verifies that you own the domain. So once you do that, it's connected, and it takes, I'd say, give it a couple days so that it can like fully index your site and stuff. You might have to submit a sitemap, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But anyways, make sure you do domain. If you do it by URL, it's not that difficult, but it only does the one address. So say, for example, if I did this address, it would only do my homepage. It wouldn't do all the pages under that. It wouldn't do my blog posts or my portfolio page or my services page or anything like that. It'll just do the one. So don't do URL prefix. That's not going to give you accurate information. Do domain, continue, and verify it. It's really easy. And then give it a while. And then if you're just getting started on it, it's like the performance is not going to be all there. Like it's not going to give you all the performance information, but there's still going to be a lot of other things that you can do there. So performance, when you first click on it, it's going to look like this. It gives you the total clicks, total impressions. So this is the amount of people that have clicked on your website, the amount of people who could have saw your website. So the amount of times your website showed up in a search could be down below. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that like it showed up like first right in their face kind of thing, but there was the option there. Average click-through rate, so that's the amount of times people, like the percentage of people who clicked after seeing your site. And then the average position. So I like to check off everything. Click-through rate, like, I mean, it's important, but it's just not something that I look at all the time. But we'll just do that anyways. This is what I really love. I really love the compare feature. So you can compare the last 3 months to the previous 3 months. And then this is going to look like crazy. This looks like a really great improvement, and it was definitely. So the previous 3 months had 242 clicks, whereas the last 3 months had 922. So that looks like a huge improvement, and it is great. And the impressions improved a lot. The reason for this is because I did have some Christmas blog posts, and those tend to do really well in this time of year. Um, so, and I've just been like so busy with Christmas that I haven't looked at this too much. So, anyways, so yeah, it helped definitely. And I can go all into like how blog posts can be beneficial because you're going to hear a lot of mixed answers on that. And a lot of SEOs say, oh, no, you don't need to blog. And some SEOs are like, yeah, you need to blog all the time. I personally, I don't blog all the time, but I do blog when I have something useful for people. But I spend a lot of time on each blog making sure that it's fully optimized for SEO, that I'm not targeting any key phrases that I've already targeted on other pages. Like I spend a good amount of time, like at least an hour on each blog, making sure that I'm like linking to other pages on my website. So people, if they got to one blog post, that they can easily get to my homepage and find out more information about my business and things like that. Because, yeah, like anything that you're targeting and you're ranking, like if you're creating content to rank higher, you need to make sure that it's beneficial for them to sit on that page. If you target something and someone clicks on your website and they just leave it right away, then that tells Google like, hey, this isn't like the best information to share since people are just leaving. Let's not show this website. So my 2 cents on that, yes, blogging can be beneficial if you do it properly. So maybe I will do a video on that another time. Okay, so we'll get right into the nitty gritty. So you can see here, top queries. So this is the things that people have typed into Google to find my website. You can see there's a lot of Christmas. And as I said, my Christmas blogs do really well. So there's a lot of Christmas. Those are my top search ones right now. Tells you the top query, which is the key phrase, the volume, so the amount of people that have searched it in the 3 months, the cost per click. So if you were to do an ad, like a Google ad or whatever, like the average cost. I don't really look at the trends or anything like that. I do look at the clicks from the last 3 months and the previous 3 months and the difference. Obviously, I want to keep seeing those like increase, whether it's something that I want to target or what. And then all the way to the side here, it shows the position the last 3 months and the previous 3 months, and then the difference. Don't pay attention to the difference because the numbers, like you want the numbers to go like be lower, obviously, because that means that you're ranking higher. So the position difference is usually like inaccurate. So say, for example, here I wasn't ranking at all. It was 0. And then I went to position 6.5. So really, like 0 is like over 99. So really I gained like 94 spots for that. So not 6.5. So anyways, just don't look at position difference. Okay, so there's that. So that's the queries. You can also click on each one and that will show you what page was brought up for that search term. And then you can just X out of that to close the query one. So that's it on queries. So you can click on any of those and see what page was brought up for that search. Or you can click on pages and then it shows you the URLs. So this is like the top performing URLs. And then you can click on the URL. So like this is my home page. and it'll show you like what words were typed in to find my homepage. So this is really useful so that you can make sure that you're not duplicating targets on different pages. So say, for example, if my homepage is targeting newborn photographer in Vancouver, I don't want to target that on other pages because that'll confuse Google. So this Pages tab is really helpful in that, just to make sure that you're not targeting the same thing. You can also put any URL from your website here, and it'll do the same thing. It'll tell you the queries and stuff like that. So it'll tell you the search keyword searches and stuff. So yeah, so I use queries and pages a lot. Queries most because that's like where I watch the ones that I'm targeting. And you can see here there's like 1,300 key phrases in the last 3 months that people have searched and found my website. Possibly found my website. Like I showed up somewhere on the page, whether it's the very top or way down below. So you can go through those. You can sort them however you want. You can sort them by position or position difference if you want to. No, not difference. That one doesn't work, but you can sort them by position. So you that doesn't work either because 0 is not good. You could search it by volume. So the no, thought for sure you could. I guess top queries would just always be the highest volume. I don't know. Anyways, you can do that. So it is not Google Analytics. It won't break it down by like how long people have searched or stayed on your website and stuff like that. It only shows you what they searched and what page it brought them to. But still, that is so helpful to make sure that you're targeting the right things on the page. Like I am working with a boudoir photographer for SEO, and there's just a lot of things that her website's coming up for that are targeting the completely wrong clientele. So it's really good to just see that you are targeting the right thing, especially if you've like bought in backlinks and stuff like that. A lot of backlinks will have like spammy words and stuff that just doesn't make sense, and it ends up like pushing you to the wrong market. So yeah, that's all I want to say on that. Queries, pages, obviously countries, you can sort it by countries. Devices, search appearance, so that'll tell you if you had like a featured snippet, and then dates. URL inspection, I already explained that. Pages, so pages, it breaks down what pages are indexed and what pages aren't, and for what reasons. So say, for example, excluded by no index. So I do have pages that I have as no index because it's just not rich content. So say, for example, my categories tab on my blog, if you click on a category, like that web address, that page doesn't have a lot of text. It's not targeting anything. Like it's just not good information. So I don't want someone to click on that when they're Googling something. I want them to click on like my main pages. So I have those no indexed. The 404 error, so it tells you like if any of your pages aren't working. This is just because I have to remove something from my sitemap. It's fine, not worried about that. And then yeah, you would be worried if there was like something that was blocked. This is just because I need to I haven't crawled since I cleared my cache, so that would be gone once if I did a new crawl. And then sitemaps, you just want to make sure that your sitemap is in there. So if you're with Showit, I believe you have two sitemaps. You have the one from Showit, and then you have the one on WordPress. You can just Google whatever website builder you're with and just Google sitemap, and then it'll tell you how to find your sitemap. Removals, that's just if you had like a spammy backlink or whatever and you wanted Google to remove it. We won't get into that. Core Web Vitals, it's pretty much the same. It goes by like how long people stayed on your page. No, not that. It goes on like the HTTPS as well. And the speed. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a lot to do with speed of your website. But yeah, it depends on like how many views you get. HTTPS, so you want to make sure all your websites, your address is a secured address. So that's good. And then I have breadcrumbs. You don't need to do anything with that. But security issues, you do want to make sure that you have no issues. And links are just like outside links and inside links that link to your website. So just goes over that, internal and external. And the number of links that come from those sites. And then security issues are if you get a lot of backlinks that are like really spammy, then you might run into some security issues. So, and what I mean by backlinks is like spammy backlinks is mostly if you're buying them. So if you buy a bunch of spammy backlinks, Google can usually tell when they are bought, but that's where you'll find that. But basically, you just really want to pay attention to the performance. Unless you have like any technical issues, you do want to make sure your pages are indexed. So performance and pages are like the main ones that I do, and I really love the compare. So I just wanted to show you those features, and that is it. Let me know if you have any questions.